Hello and welcome to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to understand how to invite Circle member on Razorpay payment. So here my objective is that every time a payment is captured for any particular product in Razorpay, let's say it is a particular course, then I want that the person who has just made the payment should automatically be invited as a member to join that particular course in Circle, which is an all-in-one community platform for creators and brands. Now to do this, we'll have to integrate these two applications, and the same thing can be done using Pabbly Connect. So here my trigger application will be Razorpay and my action application will be Circle member. Now to understand how you can integrate and automate this entire process yourself without the need of any coding skills, let's begin. So this here is a dashboard of Pabbly Connect, and you can reach here by clicking on the link which is given in the video description. So you have the options to either sign in or sign up. If you are an existing user, simply sign in, and if you are a new user, you will have to sign up. Remember that at the time of signing up, you are going to get 100 free tasks so that you can test all these automations. Now once you reach the dashboard, on the right hand side there's this tab Create Workflow. Click on this. This dialog box has appeared, and here you have to name your workflow. You can give any random name. I'm going to name it as per my objective, which is how to invite Circle member for Razorpay payment. Let's click on Create. So as we do that, here we have reached another window which has got two extremely important events. One here, this trigger, another one is action. Now triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens, action says do this. Basically, action here is the automated response of your trigger application. Now let's understand this with the help of an example. So every time you swipe your card and the payment is made, then you get an automated response on SMS. How does that happen? So this happens with the help of automation. Now in such a use case, the trigger is the payment gateway like Razorpay, InstaMojo, etc. And your action application can be any SMS sending application. So once we have understood this, let's come to our use case. So here my trigger will be Razorpay. Let's click on this, and then we have the trigger event, and here it will be payment captured. Now once this is selected, here we have received this webhook URL. Now this URL is going to act as a bridge for connecting Razorpay and Pabbly Connect. So here I am going to copy this, and then we have to follow the following steps. Please read this carefully. Let me show you exactly what you have to do. So this here is the Razorpay dashboard. Now here we have to go to accounts and settings. Within this we have webhooks. Here we are going to add a new webhook, and here I have pasted the webhook URL that we had just received. Now we have to select the active event. So this will be payment captured, and here I'm going to click on create webhook. So we can see that the webhook has been saved successfully. Now once this is done, here it is saying that once the webhook URL is added, we have to do a test submission so that the data can be recorded here in the webhook response. Now to do this, I'm going to take you back to Razorpay dashboard, and here we are going to go to payment pages. Let's say that I want to buy online PHP course for beginners. So here I am going to copy this link, and here I am going to open this in a new incognito window. So as we do that, here we can see this here is the payment page. Let's say the first name here is dummy, the last name is new123, then we have the email address which is dummynew123@pabblytudes.com. Then we have the mobile number. So this here is the mobile number. Here I'm going to add the country code. Then let's say the course is PHP course for beginners, and here I'm going to click on pay. So as we do that, now here we have to select the payment mode. I'm going to select card, and here I'm going to add test card details. Let's say the CVV is 123. Here I'm going to click on pay now, pay without saving card. And now here we have to enter the OTP. So once this is done, let's click on submit. And as we do that, we can see that the payment has been successful. And now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to see if we have received the response here. And yes, the webhook response has been captured. So we have received the payment order ID. Here we have the mobile number, last name, first name, email address, the name of the course. Then we have again the payment entity ID. Here we have got the email address of the person. Now as I take you down, here we have received the base amount. It was 499. Here it is mentioned as 49,900. Why? Because the payment gateways usually do not take the decimal into consideration. Now let's say that you wish to use this number in the further process, then you can always first format it using a feature by Pabbly, which is number formatter. Here we have the event, which is payment captured, and we have received the account ID. Now once we have received all these details, what do I want? This person who has just made the payment should be invited as a member in Circle Member. But before that, I need to make sure that this workflow continues only when the payment has been made for PHP course for beginners product. For this, I'm going to use this feature by Pabbly, which is filter. Now filter here allows to execute the workflow only when the set conditions are fulfilled. So here I have to select a label. For this I'm going to go to step 1, and here we are going to look for the name of the course. Now when the name of the course is equal to, again here I am going to mention the name of the course, which here is PHP course for beginners. Remember that it has to be written exactly in the same format as it is provided in the response above. And here I am going to click on save and send test request. Now as we do that, we have received the status, which is a success, and the messages condition is true. Why? Because the payment has been made for the same product. Once this is done, now I'm going to add my final action step. The application here will be Circle Member. Let's click on this, and then the action event here will be to invite member. Let's click on this, and now I'm going to click on connect. So as we do that, here Pabbly Connect wants to connect with Circle account. Since we are setting up this connection for the first time, I have selected add new connection. Now to set up this connection, we need this API token and host. How can we receive this? So I have already logged into my Circle account. Once that is done, we have to follow this path. So let me show you. So this here is my Circle account. Here, let's go to members and let's go to manage. Now here we have settings. Within settings we have API, and here I'm going to create a token. Let's say the name of this token is test123. Here I'm going to click on create, and you can see test123, this token has been created. I'm going to copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect, paste the same here. Next we need the host. So here it is written that if your account URL is this, so the host will be pabbly/connect.circle.so. So let me take you to my Circle account. Here the host will be conpab.circle.so. So here I'm going to copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect and paste the same here. Once done, let's click on save to set up this connection. And once this is done, now here we have to enter this information. First of all, we require the email address of the person who has made the payment. Now we had received this information here in this particular step, right? This was the email address of the person. So I want this information here now. How can we receive this? Click on this. You can see the previous steps. Click on this, and this here is the email address. Now this method with which I have added the information here is known as mapping, and this is important so that every time your workflow runs, it can take the new data into consideration. Had I written this email address manually, then even when there was a new payment made and there was a new email address, it wouldn't have taken that. Instead, it would have taken only this particular email address. So to avoid that, we map the information. Next is the community ID. So since there is only one community, you can see it has already been populated by the system. Now next we have the password. This is optional, so I'm just going to leave this blank. Then we have the name of the person. Let's map this. So here we have the first name, give a space, and this here is the last name. Next is the space ID. So here this is the space that I'm going to select. So let me first show you my Circle account, and here I'm going to take you back. So you can see that I have created one space, which is PHP course for beginners. Now you can create your own space by clicking on this plus icon. Going back here, I have selected the same. Next, if you have created a space group, then you can add the ID here, member tag ID, skip invitation email. Now, do you want to skip this invitation email? So I have selected false. Then we have the bio, headline, Facebook URL, Twitter URL, Instagram URL, LinkedIn URL, website, and avatar. Now, this information is not required. This is just a test case. So I'm simply going to click on save and send test request. Now as we do that, we have received the response that says that we have successfully run this integration, and the message that we have received is this user has been invited to the community and has been added to following spaces. The name of the space is PHP course for beginners. Then here we have received the user ID, email address, first name, last name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to the email address of the person to see if the person has received this email. So here we can see we have received this email. Let's click on this. And here we have the message, hey dummy, this person has invited you to join the Confab community on Circle. So I'm going to open this in an incognito window. And as we do that, here you can see you have to create an account to accept the invitation. So when you're creating the account, you have to create a password. So let's say the password here is, so I've given a random password. I accept the term of service and privacy policy. Here I'm going to click on accept invitation. So once this is done, now I'm going to take you back, and here let's go to PHP course for beginners. Now here I'm going to quickly refresh this page, and here we can see that in this space PHP course for beginners, this new member has been added. So this means that our integration is a success. Let's check the same in real time. So I'm going to take you back to Razorpay, and this here is online PHP course for beginners. I'm going to copy this link once again, open this in a new incognito window. So here is the payment page. Let's say the first name here is strange. The last name is user. This here is the email address. Here we have the mobile number of the person. Then we have to select the course, and here is the product price. Let's click on pay. So as we do that, here we can see that we have to select the payment mode. So I have done that, and now I'm going to add the test card details. Let's select the CVV, and here I'm going to click on pay now, pay without saving card. Now here we have to provide the OTP. This is again a test OTP. Let's click on submit. Now once this is done, you can see that the payment has been successful. What I'm going to do, I'm going to now first take you to the email address of the person. So here you can see we have received the message. So I'm going to accept this invitation by opening the link in incognito window. And here let's set the password. Let's confirm the same. And now I'm going to click on I accept the terms of service and privacy policy, accept invitation. So as soon as I do this, now what should happen? Automatically this particular user should be added as a member in Circle. So I'm going to now take you, and here we can see the new user has been added here as a member. So this means our integration is a complete success. Taking you back to Pabbly Connect, let's quickly understand what we have done. So here our trigger was Razorpay, where the event was payment captured. Then our action application was a feature by Pabbly which was filter, so that the workflow continues only when the payment is made for this particular product. And then our final action application was Circle, where we had to invite a member. I hope this is absolutely clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the video description. You can also clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if you have any specific integration to work on, you can always write to us.
Not only this, but you can integrate multiple applications using Pabbly Connect software. To ask any of your query, you have to write at forum.pabbly.com. You can also visit our website, which is www.pabbly.com/connect. To get all the details about the latest updates, the integrations and applications, you can visit our Facebook group. If in case you have found this video helpful, then do not forget to share this with your friends and colleagues so that they can also get into automation and make their life easy. I'm going to see you very soon with different integrations and automations. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Take care of yourself.